Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Advancement Center. Welcome to an amazing life filled with magic and miracles and a feeling that once you encounter or step into is the greatest thing you could ever experience. I've had a few things happen this week, and basically what they've done is filled in spaces that I didn't even know needed filling. You have something happen, and all of a sudden, you're like, I've been waiting for that. There's a song that says, I've been waiting, but I didn't know that I was waiting. And then it arrives and it fills that space inside of you that takes you to another level. It passes on something that you didn't even know you needed. And what you gain is just for you. The result of it is for everyone, but no one else needs to gain from it. It's your gift to yourself, and it changes your life. And it always comes at the perfect time. Always shows up right when you're ready to take another step. So I'm feeling this amazing feeling of perfection. I'm in the flow. I am the flow. I am in the music. I am the music. And I'm transmitting my destiny underneath these words. As you see the glint in my eye and feel the power in my voice and the abundance in my being. Once again, I'm on the new earth. And there are many who are doing things to make that new earth available. Many are doing things for the collective, and some are doing things for the individual. But it all works together. And I know that I am speaking and delivering something to you individually about the nature of humanity and the power and the magnificence of each one of us. So I'll share a writing that has to do with the collective. It's called A Massive Operation. What an enormous thing all humanity is doing. Each one is doing what is perfect for them to do. When you have a big piece of land that you turn into a giant farm and garden that has animals and acres of fields of fruits and vegetables, as well as gardens of flowers and even bees, you need lots of different people to keep it all going properly. So many things can have a negative influence on the operation of such a massive production. Obviously, the weather will play an integral part in the growth and survival of the production of the fruits and vegetables that are at some point trying to be brought to market. So you have someone who is tracking the weather so you can stay ahead of things like drought or over irrigating. Of course, you have a specialist in planting fruits and trees and vegetables of all kinds. You have a master of animal husbandry to look after the health and new births of all the animals. And you even have a master horticulturalist and a master beekeeper to take care of the flowers and the flower and fruit tree pollination. Everyone is working together, but at the same time, they are working apart, for they are mostly delivering the specific thing that they came to deliver, and they are accomplishing that in and through their own world. Each one's abilities are perfectly designed to do the very thing that they are doing. This, of course, is a picture of what is happening on the planet, both in the physical world and in the worlds beyond this physical world. There is so much to do. Therefore, many are needed to take on the many and varied tasks to keep an operation of this magnitude from collapsing and falling short of the desire of its planned creation. So there are some who are healing the planet, some who are healing the people, some who are rooting out the insects and critters that would try and destroy the crops. There are some who are bringing the additional nutrients to keep the soil full of life. And there are some who have the ability to hold all the pieces together, like a conductor of a great symphony. There are some who go into the dark places below the soil and sound the warning that there is about to be an infestation. And there are some who are the warriors that come to fight the invaders with a swift and powerful blow to stop their advancement in its tracks. And while all this is happening within and without the physical world, many in the physical world have no clue in their conscious awareness that any of this is going on. For they are just living their life and doing what is necessary to keep their little plot of land from collapsing. For most, this is a full-time job, and it leaves very little time or room to see the bigger picture. There is never any expectation, judgment, or blame, for we were once there ourselves. But when one becomes free from just trying to sustain their individual garden and becomes aware of the bigger garden and begins to use their gifts and abilities to assist in maintaining this massive operation, we are grateful for their arrival, for we all benefit from what they have to bring. And for those that will have already been delivering their gifts, it will be an appropriate time to add a little mischief by saying, "Thank fuck, you finally showed up. What took you so long? I've been waiting for eons for you to show up." And laughter will ring out across the inner and outer reaches of the universe. Once again, there can be no judgment because you can be sure someone has been waiting for your slow ass to show up too. There are so many pieces and parts of this massive project that has been established for the advancement of humanity. Like a grand conspiracy, many are not aware of what others are doing, but there is always a signature frequency within a vibration that allows you to recognize others who are assisting in this grand project of the elevation of the human entity. And because of all those who have taken on their role in this grand and massive operation, we will prevail. We will most certainly prevail. Let us then not be deterred by what we see happening at the moment, but instead let us look ahead to the future that we have sowed with the seeds of our knowing, planted with the power of our vision, and with the excitement and joy of the flower blooming. The fruit tree will bear the fullness of its crops in its perfect season. The flowers will bloom and the vegetables will overflow their boundaries. Everything is flattening so that the garden may flourish, so that each plant can feel that moment of remembering who they are and bloom with a beauty and excitement that says, "Look at me. I know who I am, and I am beautiful beyond compare." You must look behind the scenes to see what everyone is doing to bring the harvest in at the appointed time. If you only look at what you are being shown in the physical world, you will only see drought and famine and an unpruned garden that has not had its weeds removed or its dead trimmed away. This causes everyone to fear and react, producing an energy of a very low frequency that will actually add in the destruction of what you are trying to bring back to life. Yes, you are that powerful. Therefore, you must pull back from your close view of the garden and step way back where you will be able to see all the workers who are well ahead of those that wish to destroy it. Once again, you will be looking from behind the scenes, and the speed of your frequency and the power of your vibration will be delivered for the advancement of all that you are seeing. And just like during the great and terrible battle of World War II, when the people at home in this country planted a victory garden, so too have we in the great battle for the advancement of humanity and the returning each one to the realization of their sovereignty and who they really are, planted a victory garden that will bloom like never before. For we will prevail, and one day all will see the part they played in this magnificently orchestrated, massive operation that was full of so much love that it swallowed up the enemy in one simple breath, returning them back to source, the same place that we have all come from. Cheers and congratulations to us all. It is my honor to be working alongside of you, and now I celebrate you by the raising of my glass and the bowing of my head in honor of what you have done and what you will continue to do as we move forward and assist in bringing everyone onto the new earth. And for the individual, simply divine. We are sitting in the space that exists right outside the physical world. It is quiet and still and full of light, full of infinite possibilities. Nothing that is given into the field of an unknowable being can satisfy them or stay with them for any length of time. Something amazing comes into your field, something so revelatory, so revolutionary that it changes your life and your perspective of yourself and all creation. In that moment, you are exploded out into a new world and a new reality. But 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour later, that revelation is gone, replaced by something new, replaced by the next thing that is coming for you. There is a unifying element that is moving into each one's field. And as I move further and further from the seeing of myself as separate from my body, I become more aware of the essence of my being and the being that each person is. We are in a flow that we have always been in, a flow that has, from the moment of our arrival on this physical plane, been the force to take you to the place that you were destined to be. Along with your Creator and the you that sits at the right hand of your Creator, that flow has moved you along a path that has taken you to this very moment. And within each next moment will be the delivery of the culmination of all moments that have come from this flow up until this point. Can you feel the thread that is running through this life and all your lives? The thread that is binding it all together, a thread that, like your destiny, has many strands that head off into unlimited directions, but never leave the path that was created to hold the journey to your destiny. This awareness and this life that we are leading are filled with a mystery that no one can fully know. But even though you cannot fully know it, you have always had the ability to feel it. You can feel this life and the immeasurable expanse of its unlimited possibilities as you sit in that space and marvel at it all. Time has slowed down now, and you can feel yourself listening to the music that is being played behind the sounds of the physical world. Hear all the information and knowing, all the awareness, as well as the awe of creation itself pours down on you like a gentle rain. Your life of worry is gone. You have just transcended death, for you have seen and felt your connection to your Creator. And what you feel is infinity and the immeasurable life of a divine being, for you have left the constraints of the physical plane and even the constraints of thinking itself. You are just floating in that space and feeling the magnificence of you and your Creator. This is that flow that is ever present in your life, and no matter what you do, it will never leave. You may forget that it is there, but it is always there. But every now and then you will experience one of those moments of great revealing, and you will wonder to yourself, did that just happen? Or has it been working its way towards me for eons? Both things are true, because this flow of your life has never, ever stopped. We are here on this planet operating one aspect of ourselves that is limited to the rules and laws of this physical plane. But this is just one aspect of us, for we are many, we are infinite, we are everywhere, and we are nowhere, but mostly we are simply divine. Sit in that space and feel your divinity. Feel the flow taking you to where you need to go. Feel the union of all the aspects of you coming together, and feel the feeling of feeling yourself as eternal and divine, unknowable, unfathomable, full of life, light, mischief, lightheartedness, and that indescribable spark that each one is imbued with by the creator of it all. This song speaks to that unknowable spark that exists in each and every one of us. She climbs a tree and scrapes her knee. Her dress has got a tear. She waltzes on her way to mass and whistles on the stair. And underneath her wimple, she has curlers in her hair. I even heard her singing in the Abbey. She's always late for chapel, but her penitence is real. She's always late for everything except for every meal. But I very firmly feel Maria's not an asset to the Abbey. I'd like to say a word in her behalf. Maria makes me laugh. How do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down? How do you find a word that means Maria? A flibberty-jit, a will-o'-the-wisp, a clown. Many a things you know you'd like to tell her. Many a thing she ought to understand. But how do you make her stay and listen to what you say? How do you keep a wave upon the sand? Oh, how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand? When I'm with her, I'm confused, out of focus and bemused, and I never know exactly where I am. Unpredictable as weather, she's as flighty as a feather. She's a darling, she's a demon, she's a lamb. She'd outpester any pest, drive a hornet from its nest. She could throw a whirling dervish out of whirl. She is gentle, she is wild. She's a riddle, she's a child. She's a headache, she's an angel, she's divine. How do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down? How do you find a word that means Maria? A flibberty-jit, a will-o'-the-wisp, a clown. Many a thing you know you like to tell her. Many a thing she ought to understand. But how do you make her stay and listen to all you say? How do you keep a wave upon the sand? Oh, how do you solve a problem like being human? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand? Let's go for a walk to the edge of the cliff and look over the edge and see the abyss of, or the void where creation began, where freedom was born and bullshit can't stand. This place that you're looking at, this place is you. It's the you that's creator with the power to do anything that you like because you are a master. Your ability is so grand that you can stop all disasters. Now come with me, step over the edge, straight into this place where you'll think that you're dead. The truth is a part of you will actually die, the part that you took on that believed all the lies. The lie that they taught you that you weren't the one who came from the void, who created the sun. The two greatest lies that you took on in life is that you're separate from your creator and that you're powerless to fight. This frightened you greatly. Fear, your constant companion. You had to trust in the system to not feel abandoned. You then believed that you needed a savior. You gave your power away and conformed your behavior. No one can ever really save you. They can only show you the way by reminding you who you are and that you never needed saving anyway. When you step off the edge, you will enter your new world. Oh shit, oh shit, I think I might hurl. Takes every bit of your courage and power to leave the human show. For all your comforts and potions and dependencies must go. Checked in at the gate, never to be seen again. The belief in those two lies thrown into the bin. All suffering ended, you are united again with yourself and creator. Now your life can begin. So the collective is headed to the new earth as each individual is transformed and comes to the remembering and the knowing of who they are. Feel this flow. It's incredible. You don't have to do anything. Just watch it all come into your field at the perfect time that you need it. Have no expectation. Have no concern about anything. Just feel the flow. Within it lies your perfect life and your perfect health and your magic future. Thanks again for listening. I am David.